Madrid ended that streak with a first win almost a year ago to the day. We will hope to replicate that once again today. Anticipation building ahead of this huge quarter-final clash. Special moment as both teams turn to acknowledge both sets of fans and what passionate fan bases they both are, full of expectation ahead of tonight's clash. Real Madrid have not yet been past the Women's Champions League quarter-finals, whereas Barcelona, well, their record is almost impeccable. They've been in 6 of the last 7 finals, winning 3 of them, and are on somewhat of a revenge tour after defeat to Arsenal last year. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup. After rotating his squad at the weekend, it's 7 changes for Palcaceda. Navarro, Lacroix, Mendes and Holmgaard all return to the starting lineup. The experienced head of the Blitz is added to the midfield, with Caroline Weir, who scored a brace in Real Madrid's only win over Barcelona last season. Atenea and Caicedo sit either side of Fela. Palcaceda says his team are in great form defensively. They'll need to bring that tonight. Nisa, the goalkeeper and captain for Real Madrid. Of course, it's Alexis Putellas, one of the biggest names, most recognisable faces in the game, who leads out Barcelona. Maria Sole Farelli Capuzzi is the referee today, the first ever female referee in Serie A. Here's a look at the starting lineup for Barcelona. Paulo Lomeo also rotated his side for the weekend's league action. Onabache and Aisha Kamara return to the back line. Patricky Harlow replaces Sydney Sherton live in the midfield, as 18-year-old Clara Stella Jordi keeps her place. And it's Madrid born and raised Vicky Lopez who's given the nod, with league-leading scorer Pina also supporting Eva Payol. Carolina Graham Hansen has to settle tonight for a place on the bench. Now, 2 teams that have the weight of expectation on their shoulders, but it is Barcelona who sit top of Liga F, 13 points ahead of Real Madrid, cruising towards an 11th Liga F title. Brilliant atmosphere around the stadium. We are poised and ready to go. And the signal finally given. Real Madrid aiming for a first semi-final. Barcelona seeking an 8th straight spot in the final 4. The winner, of course, over 2 legs, which this is the first, will face the winner of Bayern against Manchester United. And it's ahead to 8 days for both these teams facing each other 3 times. The 2 legs of this quarter-final clash, and then again in the league at the weekend. So Navarro launches the ball forward. Barcelona brings so much momentum into this clash. Pressing, unbeaten, the most goals scored through the league phase. The new league phase introduced this season. Kamara, 19-year-old. What a breakthrough season she's having. Alongside the experienced Alina Paredes. Roots. Falls behind. Cortea. Pina. Check. Lopez. Chipped over the top by Stella Jordi. Oh, more surprising choices for Carlo Romeo in his starting lineup. Stella Jordi keeping her place after the league action at the weekend in a 7-1 thrashing of Athletic Club Bilbao. Mean though, the incredibly experienced Alina Graham-Hampton left on the bench tonight, at least for now. Mangadal is nearly fair. And we're asking for the ball back. Well, she was the difference when these two met this time last year. There, Roots, Camera. Searching for options, and drops to use Katakoi. Doesn't send it long, it's all for Fela. His win. Feeling for a penalty, it still may be a chance here. Caicedo unable to force her way past Katakoi. The Colombian international is still only 21 years old. From her reputation, the attention that she's had for years now, but sometimes you forget just how young she is. Her 4th season at the club. Paredes. Caicedo given away. Stella Jordi played across to Cortea. Work in the end for Real Madrid, but it falls back to the feet of Claudia Pina. Trying to spread the ball back through to Pina, big F top scorer this season. One more than Overpile. 17 goals scored in the league. Fifth appearance in the Champions League. Lopez. The ball forward to Bachier. Lopez. Jordi. Still move. Lopez. Find a way through traffic. On a Bachier. Corner for Barcelona. Sada, the Madrid head coach, is analysing the early minutes of this clash. Third corner of the game. Caliacina, one-arm raise. Power and height on the ball as Roots jumping for it. Never going to reach it, slightly overhit by Spanish international. Real Madrid, Kaká, Romeo in his second season as Barcelona head coach. Take his team to the final once again, and this time win it. There is Bruce. The ball over the top. It's Bruce who leaves it, and it's in. almost passing Barcelona by, but Eva Payor sliding in to ensure that the hard work wasn't wasted. And Barcelona lead within the first 6 minutes by a goal to nil. Well, it is being checked. We do have VAR. Also Payor picked up once again by Pateas. This is what they're looking at. The potential offside. Lopez was there with Payor, who got the final touch to guide it over the line. Pateas, unselfish. Still, we wait for confirmation that the goal stands. And the check is over. And the goal will stand. And Barcelona lead in the early stages of this quarter-final El Clasico by a goal to nil. They're losing out. Madrid do now have the ball back in their position. Yep. A 25th goal in all competitions this season now for Eva Payor. Said before the game, everything starts at 0-0, and it's a special game. She just wants to help her team out. She wasn't too focused on whether she finds the back of the net herself. I'm sure it will feel again like another special goal and a special night. Barcelona will hope. Neil trying to get the attention of his star forward. Down under the challenge of Carlo de Brits, some signing from Lyon. So much experience in these big ties. Lopez, Tina, over the ball. Barcelona look to double their lead. Tina, great delivery. White land. Captain was hoping. Just jumped away from the team. Hanged up for Manchester City player. Second season at the club. This is a dream start for Barcelona, who would have wanted to silence the noise away from home. Being made by Payor, falls to Pino as Payor gets back on side. Daria Pina goes from distance. Barcelona full of confidence, flying high at the top of the league, in control. A boost the way they came through the league phase, top of the standings. Had to go through knockout playoffs, of course, in the same way that Real Madrid did. Faced Paris FC over 2 legs. Sachic turning away from Caicedo. He's had a chance of the game for Barcelona, who lead by a goal to nil. Camera. Ball. Payor. Putellas there as well, and it is a breakthrough star that falls down under pressure, so it will be a free kick for Barcelona. In control, well in control after this opening goal, forced over by Eva Payor, left by Alexia Putellas, and an easy tap-in the end for her 25th of the season in all competitions. Here's Lopez. Great delivery, Bruce is there, excellent save! They're forced home in the end, and Barcelona double their lead. Initially looked like a great save from Misa. The goal given to Esme Bluth. Her 8th of the season in all competitions and her 3rd in the Champions League. Just didn't have the power on the save to force it over the bar, and dropping in at the back post. And Eva Payor pointing immediately to Vicky Lopez. There's Lisa Rodriguez, the Real Madrid captain. Caught her knee. Waiting now for the Real Madrid physios to make their way onto the pitch. Devastating first 12 minutes for the Real Madrid camp. Initially it looked like a great save, falling perfectly, just grazing the bottom of the far post and over the line to give Barcelona their 2nd. It is the worst possible start for Real Madrid. 15 minutes played. Hello, males. Barcelona are well in control. Two shots on target, 2 goals. Second given to Esme Bluth. They need to respond quickly, Real Madrid, and that's what they're looking to do. There, finds their way through into the side netting though, a wasted opportunity, you felt, with Caroline Weir and Linda Caicedo rushing goalwards. That's a boy. Rang it up. Down for the challenge from Claudia Pina. Talk about clinical. 2 attempts on target, 2 goals for Barcelona. She can work her magic, Caroline Weir. Quite some way out for the Scotland captain. Weir. It is high. Yes, completely clear to flip out and get up. Find a way past Olabache. And Real Madrid will now have their first corner of the game. Mixed allegiances in the crowd. 10th week El Clasico battle. Well, in swinger, tight on it, and then it's high and over the goal of Casapoy. wanted from that effort. Losing ball. Yet another wasted opportunity for Real Madrid. We're under pressure. Sailor. Was a quick error that led to Club Bilbao's only goal in the 7-1 thrashing last weekend. Given away once again. Bella doing plenty of running. Speculation around her future at Melee. Real Madrid this week. And the best of Caroline Weir. Lopez. The Caicedo. Salahonga there. Fiuta. Caicedo. Communication with Weir. Barcelona to break. Excellent ball from the Barcelona captain. And here's Payar again! Hesitated, took far too long. The door had opened up. And you can see her hanging her head because she knows she'd have taken the shot on just a touch earlier. Certainly, that would have been a third for Barcelona. The sublime pass from Casillas, unlocking the Real Madrid midfield and defence once again. Camera. Paredes. Barcelona fans full of voice. Tanea. There's to stay down. How good a chance was this for David Payar? Hesitation, trying to round the goalkeeper. And Mr. Rodriguez able to get himself very long on the ground. Sender. Look, Salahonga. No, can't get there. It's full pass to Honga. And over summer from Everton. Midloop. The second for Barcelona, her 8th in all competitions this season, as another powerful run made by all. It was well watched by Lacroix. Happy at times this game in midfield. Battle. One that Barcelona so far are dominating. 2% of the possession, 2 goals scored, 20 minutes on the clock. Honga. Paredes. Shea. And they're happy to frustrate Real Madrid. Romero said this week that not even perfection guarantees you a win in the Women's Champions League, particularly in the knockout round. They've been close to perfection so far around Barcelona and lead by 2 goals to 0. Here's Luke trying once again to beat Payar. Put the groundwork in to try and win the ball back for Barcelona. many of the players on either side of this rivalry playing for the Spanish national team, and too long before they transition back to being teammates for the upcoming international games in April. World Cup qualifiers. There. Hello. Camera. Loose. Delivery from the captain. They're all there. Right, slip. An error. Payor. Pacheco. Oh, they get away with it. Real Madrid. Flip from Honga. Lopez feeding Payor. Can find a way through and capitalise on the error from the Real Madrid defender. Caicedo. Navarro. Rome into, closely watched by Pina. Navarro. Weir. Trying to feed the ball through to Abdinea. And it's with composure from the 19-year-old Gamera. They've been forced to use young talents and promote some of the best youngsters from La Masia to the first team this season, Barcelona. Some founding debuts this season, and Gamera really leaving her mark on the back line. Hello, Jordi. Lopez. Caicedo. Technical player.
Nuestra, espera. Balón. Dale, ojo. Serra, sí. No tiran, Serra. No tiran. Ojo. Atenta.
Hello. There. Jordi, the pressure from Caicedo. Up again by Diallo. Making a run. Diallo again. Pushing play over to the far side where Lopez. Madrid want to raise youngster weight. Bache. Ball. Looks and proves to be so threatening. Barcelona. Weir. Escudar. His two, of course, teammates at Manchester City before linking up once again with Real Madrid. Paredes. 10 points separating these two in Liga F. Barcelona cruising to another league title. They will face each other at the weekend. Flute to Paredes. The women's international on the ball once again. Flips as she tries to play the ball in front of the advancing line. An inspired performance this time last year from Real Madrid, a 3-1 victory. Goals from Sandberg, 2 from Caroline Weir. Been able to build on it though, Real Madrid. Barcelona have won all 3 games against Real Madrid this season. Look at the score of 10-0. Put any goals past. 10-time Liga F champions Real Madrid this season. And it's with the changes to this Barcelona team. The effect of the back line, of course. Changes in midfield as well as Quijano lays the ball off to Lopez. Rodriguez only just keeping the ball in. Prevents the corner. Missing Hannibal Matti. Leg injury as forward comes Caicedo. Not put off by the shove. It's Caicedo who hesitates. And her patience pays off. Firing the ball into the back of the Barcelona net. The first goal that Real Madrid have scored against Barcelona in 4 meetings this season. And it's game on now. Judging her run perfectly, rounding the goalkeeper. And it was inevitable after that. But the goal will be checked. Well, it looks close in terms of the run of Caicedo being offside. And thankfully a quick check. And it is game on here in Madrid in the Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano. And that has boosted this home crowd no end. How do Barcelona respond? Desperate to reinstate their 2-goal lead. Lopez up against Tomgar. Corner will be won by Barcelona. Between ball, header is excellent for Marina Paredes. Her second Champions League goal of the season and her first goal since February. A bullet header and the 2-goal advantage reinstated by Barcelona. Set-piece perfection from the 6-time finalist. corner. The second of the game for Real Madrid. We've just seen textbook set piece from Barcelona as we have to roll the ball back slightly. And Real Madrid replicate what we've just seen up the other end of the pitch. We're power on it, it's a well played ball, but no one there to pressure Tapacoy to the error. Hello. Paredes, scorer is Barcelona's third. Check. They have dominated this first half so far, Barcelona. Wonder what the thoughts of Alcazar will be half-time. Team needs plenty of inspiration, but Zatanea, the ball at her feet. Weir's there advancing as well. Cut by Caicedo, the scorer for Real Madrid. Zatanea. Skip away pass Marcelo Jordi. I'll just look at that for a statistic.
Tranquilas, posesión larga.
Really paints the picture of Barcelona's dominance. Lopez has pace. Quite enough. Whoever reached that ball. Develop. Barcelona will be happy once again to build from the back. Okay. Yo. Jordi. Free kick given the way of Real Madrid. Shove on the back from Rafael. Lacra. Caicedo. She wants the ball back well, but it's eating her own goal and struggle to progress the ball through the midfield in these first 36, 37 minutes tonight. Gone so far from Navarro away, and swooping in was Vicky Lopez. There's an extra level of motivation for Vicky Lopez tonight. Family in the crowd will to bring her extended family to the game. Born and raised here in Madrid. Started her footballing career Madrid CFS. She'll be looking, I'm sure, to add her name to the score sheet at some point tonight. Lopez. Dea. Madrid rushing back. Barcelona pressing forward well. Blues. They continue, despite the appeals of the Real Madrid players and fans. Dea. Guijalo. Good turn from Pina. Lopez. pressing. They fall for Pater here. They sees it away. Into the path of Vicky Lopez. Ponga. Looking for the runners. Caicedo. Away by Cafe. She's so regularly the bright spark. Caicedo for this Real Madrid side. 9 goals, now 10 in all competitions this season. 9 coming into today. That can help the defensive efforts of Barcelona, 3-time winners in this competition, looking to make amends for the narrow final defeat in Lisbon last year. They have their sights set on the final in Oslo. There. We'll have to go without and Alexandri. Alexandri making such a good start to the season before suffering an ACL injury. Because of that, she'll be out for the foreseeable. Mendes. Support arriving. The crisp white of Real Madrid. Back well by the blitz. Curling effort straight at the goalkeeper. Well, she saw the opening, tried to take it. Knows what it takes. Former Lyon player. Through these big quarter-final clashes. Moves it out to Caicedo. Good footwork from Mr. Caicedo. Caicedo goes down, and they will have a free kick here, Real Madrid. Here's a look at that header that reinstated Barcelona's 2-goal advantage. Adding to Melina Paredes' impressive collection of big Champions League goals. Real Madrid at times have showed they can do. Never felt like Barcelona have been out of control in this game. Lopez, of course, they have more regular starters on the bench who will look to make their impact. Paredes sliding in. Check. Less than 60 seconds of the first half remain. Ponga. Weir. Check. Ball off. Caicedo. 48. Barcelona throw. 25 seconds of this first half. Fine. remain. Warning. Weave her way free. Good ball laid off by Lopez, and the skip from Payot. They almost win it back, Barcelona, and now they do. Jordi. Happy with the decision going the way of Philip Rangadal, and that will be the break. A dominant first half from Barcelona, who opened the scoring through Eva Payot. It was the hard work of Alexia Putellas who left it for her teammates at 25th in all competitions for Eva Payot, as Meg Blooms added the second before Linda Caicedo cut the deficit, taking her time, her patience paying off, and then a bullet header for Melina Paredes to reinstate Barcelona's 2-goal advantage at the break here at the Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano. It is Real Madrid 1, Barcelona 3. chances, plenty of them. That's their advantage. There is a mountain behind you field for Real Madrid. Caicedo's goal, just the first that they've scored in 4 meetings with Barcelona this season, and 2 more to come. Face each other in the league at the weekend before the return leg of this fixture at the Camp Nou on Thursday. So back underway. Barcelona dominant in the first half, over 60% of the possession, and at times forcing those individual errors from the Real Madrid back line. Real Madrid have never progressed past this point. Knocked out by Arsenal at this stage last season. Arsenal, of course, went on to win the lot. Barcelona back in the 21-22 season, ending Real Madrid's dreams. Through to the last 4. Now under the guidance of Pau Casada. Romeo coming through the academies at Real Madrid, as Romeo climbed internally through Barcelona before being named head coach. Is Lopez, the 19-year-old, born and raised here in Madrid. Be desperate to add her name to the score sheet tonight. We're keeping an eye. Race for play on, and a fourth for Barcelona. Well, the first goal of the second half, and of course it was going to be Eva Payot. She didn't stop running in the first half. In 6 Champions League games. An excellent delivery from Jordi, a perfectly weighted pass, resulting in the 4th goal of the night for Barcelona. Well, she is in such fine form, 26 goals in all competitions, backing up her statistics from a record-breaking season. She made her debut in Barcelona colours last year. Caicedo finds her way round Paredes. It's Caicedo, wins the corner. They'll come over to take it. It is Barcelona who are well in control. Hang it up. Plenty of height. Having those to catch out Capicoi. There. There's now 14 goals scored by Barcelona in 4 meetings this season with Real Madrid. 6 of those goals have been scored by Eva Payot. Clearly onside. Payot. First change of the game. A Barcelona one, and Jordi with that perfect delivery to the feet of Eva Pajot, replaced by Carolina Graham-Hansen. State final. She'll be eyeing up on home soil for her, the Norwegian international. Making a lot about her desire to feature in that final, have her squad there as well, of course.
Buena protección, Ale. Si recibimos con ventaja, conduce para fijar.
Lopez. Run being made by Eva Pajot. His heavy ball forward, but it was the right idea from 19-year-old Lopez. Angadal. Weir. Sinea. Sinea leaves it, but there'll be Stella. Whoa, what a strike. Well saved by Captain Coy. Plenty of power on it though. Forces the corner. Hasn't made the impact that she would have wanted tonight. Weir. Punched away. Pajot. The handball. Sada. Making that clear to the fourth official. Changes will be made for Real Madrid. Dorado. Players preferring to come on. So good at finding their way out of tight spaces, Barcelona. Lopez. Paredes. Despite the majority of this second half so far being played in the Barcelona half, the visitors do dominate still. The possession statistics to 63% now, just a drop off of 1%. Graham-Hansen finds a way through. Holmgart stumbling back to her feet. It's Graham-Hansen, chops it across! Lopez is there! For Barcelona. Madrid born forward finds her way onto the score sheet, sliding in, perfectly placed ball. And in front of her friends and her family, Vicky Lopez has her goal. Excellent weight of the ball. The pass perfect from Carolina Glam-Hansen, who's had an immediate impact since coming on. And there will be such a mountain to climb at the Camp Nou next week for Real Madrid. So off comes Caroline Weir. Lune Dorado has come on. Blitz has been replaced as well. Sandy Toletti making her way into the action. Lotta Scala. Finding herself through once again here on a hat-trick, lays it off to one side. Caicedo might find her way through here. She's up against Paredes. Caicedo, no one there in support! That is exceptional! A wonder strike from Linda Caicedo, who has her second of the game. Still such a mountain to climb for Real Madrid. But what a goal that is! Out of nothing, she had to go alone. Shrugs off the pressure for Marina Paredes so well. Finds a way through.
Visiting Manchester United, perhaps the surprise package of this Women's Champions League getting to this stage. We'll look to continue. Should be a good one from Old Trafford. Real looking to get going again. Off of Kukelar last as she was making that run down that left side. The Dutch winger who joined in the summer from Ajax. It's on a 5-year deal. One of the players that this club feel good about heading towards the future.
Up against Eva Navarro, backwards. Lopez and driving. Tina there on support. Very well. Support something. He's asking for the corner and will get it. Third Barcelona corner of the game. You know what they did with their last one. Paredes closely watched this time by Maria Mendes. Tina, plenty of height on it, looking for the back post and the run of Onabache. Pache there in support, trying to feed it forward. Ariuelo might get there. Shoulder to shoulder with Holmberg. Start, will sit. Ball forward, and it is Caicedo. Again, he's got speed to camera. Check. Hallo. Ram Hansen. Hansen with the ball forward. Looking for the run of Paulo. Gillespie. Mendes. It up. Ponga. There will be more changes for Barcelona, including the return of Mafe Leon, who will be the first to come on. She replaces Asha Kamara. Last January with an ankle injury. Through some intensive rehab to try and avoid surgery. What a boost it is for Barcelona to have her back. A goal for Vicky Lopez. Come on. Her return back to Madrid, born and bred. Real Madrid that she played for, though, coming through the youth ranks, it was Madrid CFF. Coming on for her is Sydney Sheardman, the Swiss international. Breakthrough season last season, of course, before a home European Championships in which Switzerland made a knockout round for the first time. Sheardman. Pina. Paruello there as well. Picks the ball up again. Pina. Warning to Sama Paruello. Proximity to the goal. Lisa, who still only has one Champions League clean sheet main competition. All through qualifying as well. Struggled defensively on a number of occasions, Real Madrid. Here's Graham Hansen. Hang it up. Holidays. Hello, group. Well, can't get there. Ahead of Maria Mendez. Can assist next to her name though. Watching fall out of play. Has 2 goals next to hers. 10 minutes left to complete the hat-trick. Here is Showdown line. Onto the scene. Time last year, an excellent goal in the quarter-finals against Wolfsburg. Good effort, too far away from St. Luke's. Looking to add her second of the night. Left to play. Caicedo, overlapping run being made by Honga. Caicedo keeps going though, up against Sacho once again. Barcelona 5 goals. They have been dominant and clinical. Bacic. Prior to this game, Sada said that his team needed to demand more of themselves. No doubt that will be the same message reiterated going into next week's second leg. There's the question, saying that his team is good enough to be in the last 8. Why not the last 4? And that has been defensive errors. An inability to stand up to the might of Barcelona. But at this stage, almost the halfway point in the tie, Real Madrid seeing their hopes of reaching the final 4 fade away. Graham Hansen against Honga. It's Graham Hansen! Sings the palm to the goalkeeper. Peter's there. Taps it back and to his left. Alexia Putellas with her arms wide spread, asking why the ball didn't go her way. Plays back heel. Caicedo is on a hat-trick. Will she go alone? Trying to find a way through the crowd. Leaves it for Angadal, who hesitates for just a touch too long. Doletti. Cavallo. May open up. Door closed by Esme calmly guided back to the goalkeeper Katakoi by Sydney Showdown. Showdown scoring against Club Bilbao midweek in the weekend. One of the 7 goals scored by Barcelona. Not too far away from that tally tonight, and easily could have had a 7. in the entirety of the game. But it wasn't too far away. Hansen forcing the quick reaction save from Mito Rodriguez. Flores going down, holding a knee. Able to move her knee. It is pointing to the inside of her knee and now trying to get back up, and that is a huge relief to Barcelona fans. It's always such concern when any player goes down holding their knee. Replaced by Santiago. Flores. Leads it to Shirton line. Against Holmgart, finds a way through, goes down, penalty! Well, they can't believe it, the Real Madrid players. Immediately over to plead with the referee as it goes from bad to worse. Graham Hansen skipping forward. Holmgart sliding. The appeals were there immediately from the Barcelona players. It is being checked by VAR. With the ball from Holmgart, and the referee letting Captain Mita know that the decision will stand. The biggest win of the competition so far was on match day 1. Barcelona, they beat Bayern Munich. And they may face again in the semi-finals if they beat Manchester United. Results on that day: Barcelona 7, Bayern Munich 1. Here is Supremacy to add a 6 for Barcelona. captain. Up against the captain of Real Madrid. Cheers from the Real Madrid fans. Can Alexis Putellas silence the noise? It's Putellas who kisses the badge. Barcelona 6, Real Madrid 2. Dominance from the six-time finalists. Goal in all competitions this season for the captain, Alexis Putellas. Three-time Champions League winner with this club, and a player who will have heavily felt the pain of last season's defeat. Up against Navarro. They open up once again for Barcelona. Playing by Lisa. Sends the ball long. In those individual errors at times with Santiago. Getting back at her feet. It's not been one of Hornbell's nights. Of additional time. It is well and truly job done in the first leg for Barcelona, and there is a mountain to climb in the second leg away from home for Real Madrid, who have only once in their history beaten reigning Liga F champions, and of course these two face each other again in the league at the weekend. A trilogy of El Clasico clashes. With the depth of squad that Barcelona have, they are better equipped to handle it than Real Madrid. Paredes. Her goal feels like a long time ago now, doesn't it? Mendes shooting in ahead of Maldacena. Wide leg on the Real Madrid side. Barcelona have been able to rotate on some of their top talent. Tina. Graham Hansen asking for the ball to be delivered to her. Tina goes alone. Well, they will follow Real Madrid. Forward to their camp now. In the middle of next week. Regardless of the scoreline. The league clash on Sunday to be played here for the trip to Barcelona. Played off on Sabatier into the arms of Gatakoi. With less than 45 seconds to play. And the additional 4 has been a display of dominance for Barcelona. Making the run forward. She may have to go alone here. Not much in the way of support. Centred across, it pinged high ahead of Putellas. Here's Guijarro. Job done. And confidently by Barcelona. A mountain to climb for Real Madrid. Payor opening the scoring as Mabruz added the second. Linda Caicedo cut the deficit for Real Madrid before Elena Paredes added the third for the visitors before the break. They were quick when they came back. A second for Payor. Vicky Lopez scored in front of her friends and family here in Madrid. Linda Caicedo got her second of the game and one of the best goals of the game, but it won't give Real Madrid the confidence that they wanted to take from this first leg. A penalty from Alexia Putellas, the 6th and final goal in this game for Barcelona. Sheer dominance, and they will return full of confidence to the Camp Nou in the middle of next week. These two will face each other once again here at the weekend in the league. Barcelona's dominance in this fixture continues. It's finished here at the Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano. Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 6.